What's up? What's up, people? This is your boy Levelhead. This is the Live and Level Gamers podcast, episode 130. 5 days till Christmas. Right now, I'm here by. Well, I see K-Bum has jumped in. What's up, K-Bum?
Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody?
Let me turn this down, man. I'm playing this Brawl Out on the Switch. I thought I was gonna be in here by myself for a little while. Until y'all showed up. But what's good, bro?
Oh man, good man. Getting ready for the Christmas break. Getting ready to be able to get some more gaming in without work. Got a couple of days off next week, so pretty excited about that. Been putting some hours in that Horizon, trying to complete that so I can move on probably back to finish The Witcher, or probably spend some more time on Zelda whatever comes first.
Okay. Now, I mean, I've been off already for basically this whole week, and I'm off to the second. So,
oh man, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm in. This freaking game is hard. God. Anyway, what's up, folks? Yeah, I'm sitting down here playing this Brawl Out. Keith is gonna jump in a little bit later, so. And hopefully D2K jumps in as well. But anyway, we don't have much to talk about tonight. Just talk about stuff before Christmas, man. What you got any gifts that you want, bro? Anything that you haven't bought yourself already?
No, man. I kind of got what I wanted. I got that Pro was on my list, so I got that Pro. So that was one of the things I want to get knocked out. So I don't know. I don't know if you want to have a segment later to talk about it, or you want me to talk about it now, kind of what I wanted and what I got already. So.
No, I mean, no, we ain't got to talk about it just yet. You know, we got to talk about that Star Wars.
We got to talk about that. We got to get that in, because we was going in on Twitter.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. And I know Keith's seen it, so he'll be able to chime in as well.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what else? I haven't seen Justice League yet. Man, I just been basically Christmas shopping. Went out and bought me another Pro controller. So to me and my girls, Kendall and Mike. Well, I don't want to say their names on here, but my older boy and girl, man, so we can play that Mario Kart. I got tired of having to use Joy-Cons to play Mario. I bought another Pro controller. That way, if it's just us three, we all can have some type of a controller. And then if my brother come over, me and him can handle the Joy-Cons, and we can let them have the actual controller. So I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to go out and buy one of them Joy-Con steering wheels for like $9 and let her play that way. That'd give her, ability to steer like she really wants to. But I also want her to learn how to use the analog stick more so than the motion controls. Because I think if you learn how to do motion controls before you learn traditional controls, it makes it harder for you to learn traditional controls. I don't know how you feel about that, but
yeah,
I think it's counterproductive. Because she came up on the Wii. Her first gaming experience was the Wii and the Wii U. Well, really the Wii U. And everything she did, she can act and do motion. Like when we play Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, she could just do motion with the Pro controller or the gamepad. She didn't have to use the analog stick. And then I went out and got the steering wheel, and I put a Wii remote in the steering wheel, and she would do it that way. So when I got the Switch and she started playing that, I took it off the motion control and forced her to use the analog stick. She's learning how to do it, but it's been a way strenuous learning curve for her because she naturally wants to just turn the controller whatever way. So I'm kind of hesitant on going.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to make her learn how to do the way, and then once she kind of gets down the traditional way, she can go back to the motion controller she wants to. So, because I almost bought one when I was out there, I was like, no, because if I get her back in this motion control stuff, she won't learn how to do traditional control. So, anyway, yeah. So let's go ahead and start, man. What you been gaming on? What you been playing on? And you kind of go into what you bought yourself and why and all that.
Okay. Yeah. We can do that. So what's up, everybody? So, what I've been gaming on is that I've been spending some time playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I've been trying to get to the end of that, and I mean, I can see why it didn't win Game of the Year. I mean, it's not a perfect game, but it's still aspects of it which I still really really like. Like I finally got a chance to take down these two humongous robots. Well, actually, this one robot that kicked my butt every single time I fought it. That's the Stormbird. If you guys have played it before, that Stormbird has kicked my butt every single time I fought against it. So I finally got the best of it a couple of days ago, so that made me kind of excited. But other than that, I've been playing Madden still, playing squads. Oh, yeah. I wanted to get a shout-out to myself and to my boys. I think I said it last time. I think I did say it. We beat one of those professional Madden gamers on MUT Squads. So we beat a guy who gets paid professionally to play Madden.
Like I did? No, you didn't say nothing about this.
I didn't say no. Yeah, man. We're guy named Hot Shugs, which is a guy who, like I said, who gets paid professionally to play Madden. And we beat him in MUT about a couple of days ago, and it's crazy because he has like 300 wins and only 27 losses, and now one of those 27 losses is from us. So that was pretty cool accomplishment to do that.
I told you that you had the skills to play professional, bro. I've been telling you that.
Yeah, I know, man. But you got to put a lot of time and effort into it, man. And so I'm getting older, and my reactions are slowing down too. So I think my time may have passed me. So,
man, shoot, you could be making like 100-something thousand on top of what you make.
Yeah, I know.
Man, let me be your manager.
Well, yeah, if I knew some Madden stuff was gonna be legit back then, man, I'd have been on it way back then. But the whole professional gaming thing is new to video games, and I mean, if it was in my 20s, I would definitely would have hopped into it. But that stuff was still brand new. But I digress. I'll continue on. So, still playing a little bit of Overwatch. So that's Madden Overwatch. I have not, like I said, I still have Battlefront, and I have not played it. So I plan on playing some Battlefront during my vacation. So next time we actually have the podcast, I'll be able to talk about that because I'll be done had some time to just sit down, put that in, and play it. So that's what I've been gaming on. Is actually I picked up and played Zelda. Zelda's a hard game to leave for a couple of weeks and then pick up and try to jump back into it because you got to find out, okay, where are you? What were you trying to do? Were you chasing down a shrine and stuff like that? And so I tried to pick it up after weeks of not playing it, and then I was like, okay, I'm lost, and so I backed off of it. So I'm gonna try to finish Horizon and then try to just spend some more time playing Zelda, so I can get a little bit further in the game.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. Zelda is a hard game to sit down and just, I mean, Breath of the Wild is because it's such a humongous game. Like, as far as me, man, I've been playing, like I said, I just bought.
I didn't tell you about the gift thing, right? The gift thing you said?
Yeah. First, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So the gift thing that I was trying to get is one of them where I got the PlayStation Pro. So me and the wife, we don't really do the whole Christmas gifts thing. We don't do with each other. We've been backing off that for the last couple of years, and we just been trying to bless my niece and my nephew and my mom, dad, cousins, and stuff like that. And we try not to buy each other anything, but it's some stuff that came down this holiday season I kind of want to get. So, we kind of called it a Christmas gift, even though, it wasn't really. It was just the time of the year it came down. So that was the PlayStation Pro. I got that. You guys know that I got that a couple of weeks ago. But another thing that was on my list that I had to get, and I'm not one of them dudes, but I'm starting to become one of them dudes. Some December 11th, those Jordan 11s came out, those red ones.
Oh, listen to them,
bruh, those red Jordan 11s. No, I think it was the 10th or something like that, or 9th that came out. But with some Jordan 11s, all red, little I think white on the bottom, patent leather. Sorry. I had to get those, man. Like, it was a must, bro. Like, I had to get them, and it's only my second pair of Jordans ever. So like I said, I'm not that type of dude, but I've been getting into Jordans a little bit more. Like I said, I told you guys, but like a couple years back, I do my youth thing in my church, and I had one of the kids from the church come over. He was going off to college. You know what I'm saying? I got all my TVs, all my video game systems, all my electronics. So he was like, "Yeah, man, brother, your TVs and stuff is nice, your game systems, man." But he said, "Why your shoe game so weak?" So I've been upping my shoe game for the past 3-4 years. I got some foams and some Maxes and some Air Flights, and so these Jordan 11 was the last cherry on the top of that. And so I'm pretty much going to be good until sometime next year when I get some more J's. So that's what I wanted. And bad boys about 220. So that was about.
I know.
Plus
I was at looking at LeBron James.
That's funny.
I was looking at them the other day, man. I'm tempted, but like you, we don't. Me and my wife tend to not buy gifts for us. We tend to just focus on our kids and then extended family members, and do stuff for them. But as far as me and her, we typically don't do gifts for the last since we started having kids, put it like that. So we ain't
right.
So, but anyway, I feel you on that. But go ahead.
No, that was it, man. That was it.
Oh, okay. Well, going off of what you're talking about with Zelda, I recently got back playing Zelda because I was preparing the whole Champions Ballot DLC. So I went out and bought the card, ended up scratching the card too much and ruined the code. So I had to call Nintendo, and they basically, on the last podcast, I think I told you guys this, they basically funded the $20 and put it on my eShop as currency. So after the podcast, I went and downloaded the Champions Ballot. When I started back playing Zelda, I was at like 7 shrines. Now I'm at 79 shrines, and I'm on the second part of where you beat I don't know if you're going to get the DLC or not, but when you first get the DLC, there's 4 initial shrines that you got to beat, and there's a challenge to how you got to beat them because you don't have it's something they do to you that makes it real difficult to actually beat the shrines. So once you do that, then these other locations show up that tell you, it's like they make you really utilize the map way more than you ever. Well, it's a unique way they're making you use the map based on pictures and stuff like that. And you got to basically estimate based on the picture and look at the map and find out where the picture go. And there's 4 of these different that come out the ground with 3 different things you got to do a piece for each 4. So I did the first one, which was I think it's Nubus. I don't know how to say it. the camel when I beat that one the other day, and now on the one over by where the hawk or the bird is, and it is hard picking back up. And I forgot how to do all the moves, all the divine beast upgrades. I just forgot how to do all of them.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm kind of relearning. Yeah, I forgot everything, bro. I was forgetting how to dodge, quick dodge and parry and all that stuff. I was rusty,
bro.
So I was playing that. So I'm back in the Zelda. I probably put in about 20 hours since I picked it back up on that. And then I saw that this Brawlout game was coming out. So I started kind of watching videos on it, seeing what folks were saying about it. And basically what Brawlout is an indie developed game that is basically a what would you call it? A copy of Smash Bros. Basically, it's a.
Are you talking about that Brawlout? What's it called again?
Brawlout. It's called Brawlout.
Okay.
And it's basically a Smash Brothers clone. That's what it is. But I'm gonna say this, man. It's actually good. It's really nice. And,
okay. Tell me, brother. Is it worth my money? How much does it cost?
It's worth $19, bro. It's worth every penny of $19. It's quality. It's fun. Me and my son was playing it yesterday. I went out and bought the Pro Controller, came back, and I bought some currency to buy that game. Downloaded the game. We played Kart and some other stuff until it download. Came on. We and him jumped on. And, dude, we had a blast. I mean, I really like it. Now, is it on par with Smash? No, but it's not bad either. It's some things about this game I like. I like Smash, and then there's other things that clearly Smash is killing it in. There's more move sets in Smash. You can block in Smash. You cannot block in this game, but they give you so many ways to evade and avoid. You can dodge. They give you a dodge mechanic where you can dodge in the air, you can dodge on the ground. I mean, it's a lot of move sets that mirrors Smash Bros, but it ain't as deep as Smash. It can be deep like Smash, but not as deep as Smash, if that makes any sense to you. But Smash got years of tools and improvements that they went on to the game, whereas Brawlout, this their first entry, they did have Smash as a template to use to kind of guide them through, but it's better than PlayStation All-Stars.
Yeah, that's what
it's better than that. I would say if Smash Brothers was a 10, Brawlout is an 8. If that makes any sense to you. If Smash is if you think Smash is the quintessential, if Smash Brothers is Michael Jordan, Brawlout is Kobe.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's saying a lot.
You're right. So is for $19, I would tell you this. It's a great alternative to Smash.
Now, does it have online?
Online battles. I was playing people. Now, what I don't like about it is, unless I haven't figured it out, they only have one-on-one battles online, if I'm not mistaken, unless I'm doing something wrong. And if you in the comment section down in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong on this. But when I went online, I was only able to do one-on-one battles, which was cool to me. And I'm going to explain why. But I would have liked to see how 4-on-4 battles go. It still got some stuff they need to work out. It's definitely some frame rate issues at times, but as I was watching and doing some research on the game, there is the developers of the game have already said that they got a patch that they're working on to correct some of these issues. It is definitely not game breaking. It's definitely not. It don't ruin the experience, but it is noting. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I like about it that I like over Smash is there's I guess they arcade mode where you fight against the computer. They have what they call like a ladder, like almost in Mortal Kombat. You know, if you know anything about
Mortal Kombat, yeah, like a little ladder system.
Yeah, ladder system. And what I like about it, K-Bub, is, you know, like in Mortal Kombat and Street Fighters, there's dialogue between the characters.
Right.
So, you know, right before you're about to fight, there's a story, you know, that they play off like I was playing as Guacamelee. And he's a foreigner to this world. And he's like, you know, they kept referring to him as the Lucha, you in this world. And he's like, it's, you know, you're a stranger to this world. He said, well, it's strange that I'm speaking to a lot of animals. You know what I'm saying? And it's this one character that's a bird. I think he a hawk. And Guacamelee refers to him, or the character from Guacamelee refers to him as a chicken, insulting him all the time.
Okay, and they got in the guacamoles. They got the chickens, right? That's it.
Yeah. So it's dope, man. It's I'm not gonna front. I'm enjoying it. If it calls me to bring it down here and play it down here, I'm enjoying it, and I am enjoying it, man. And me and my son enjoying it. It's definitely a great holdover to Smash, and it possibly could be enough to say, hey, do we need Smash right now? Is that good? I mean, I feel like if Smash came out, people would quickly gravitate back to Smash over this. But there's a lot here that I like. There's a lot. The characters are they're basic characters, but there are some cool ones in here. There's a lot of characters to unlock. Some characters are a little OP. And I still got to get used to some of the control settings. Like in this game, you can power up, and unlike, well, it's kind of like Smash, but when you get to a certain level of power, you can go into this berserker rage mode, and basically all your moves are powered up to another level. And if you do your special moves or your power attacks, you basically knocking people out the ring left and right. And it's a pretty dope game, man. It's definitely worth $19.
Because put it like that. I just put it in my my wish list. I just put it in there.
Now I don't know if you can. You can put it in your wish list on with Spotify or with,
no man, or the eStore. The
eStore, okay, eStore. Okay, I got it.
I put it in my list, so. If I'm looking to spend some little extra money, hopefully I get some money for Christmas. People toss me down some money, and if you say the game legit, I spend my $20 on another Switch game. Dude,
I'm telling everybody listening, if you got a Switch and you a fan of Smash Bros,
I am.
Pick up Brawlout. Is every bit worth your money. You're gonna be shocked at how good and the quality that is there. For $19. Like the music is decent. I like the music. The stages they average. They're not as good as Smash, but they doable with some unique aspects of some of the stages. Like one particular stage, it collapses as you fight. It collapses on you. And if you hit, like you can literally hit the side of the stage and make it fall off like boulders and make it fall and drop. And it plays into your tactical approach to how you fighting against the characters that you're fighting against. And my son slicked up and hit me. And then he did, I don't even think he knew what he was doing, but he jumped off and did this dash punch into the stage and then flipped up and grabbed the edge. And I couldn't grab it because the stage disappeared and fell on me. So when I got back, I only had enough to get to that point of the stage, and he made it collapse. So I ended up falling with the stage. So it's some clever stuff in it. So I've been playing that. What else? Mario Kart. Me and my son was on that, and I'm supposed to be playing my cousin in Street Fighter 5 on the PlayStation 4. He just challenged me. So when I get off here, I'm going to go up there and try to mollywop him with on Street Fighter 5 on the PlayStation 4. So that's been about it for me, man. I see that we got D2K in the building. What's up, D2K?
I was just about to say, look what we got here.
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. I finally figured out what was going on with my invites, dude. So I got you back in so I could directly send you the invite now. So I hope you get it. What's been good with you, bro?
Nothing much. Just hanging in there, making it do what it do.
Still living?
Still living. Still getting shot up right now playing Halo.
Okay. So anyway, that's what I've been gaming on. I would say this: if you got $19 and you are a fan of Smash Brothers, do yourself a service. Go out or use a credit card or go buy some eShop currency and download Brawl Out. It is definitely worth every penny of your $19. It's actually, they could probably get $39.99 out of this. That's how good it is. So for $19, it's a steal. Be honest with you, it really is.
Okay.
Since D2K is here, what you been gaming on, bro? I hear Halo. So what you been on?
I've been really playing a lot of these games from this Xbox Game Pass. I mean, they really got some really nice titles in here that are available. Games that I didn't really play before, but I'm going back to play them now because they're there. You know, today I downloaded this game called 10 Second Ninja, which is it basically is what the title says. It's basically it's a little 2D game. It's this little ninja, and you basically have these little targets, these little robot guys. You have to kill them within 10 seconds, but there's different obstacles that you have to get past in order to do that. And it kind of harkens back to the level of difficulty that you would get with such games back in the NES 8-bit era. It's really, I mean, you have 10 seconds to complete the stage, but you have to figure out a path on how to destroy all of these targets within 10 seconds. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely worth checking out if you have the Game Pass or if you got an Xbox Live, if it's available for free. I'm not sure if it is, but I know it's on the Game Pass. I also downloaded the Back to the Future game. Technically, it's a mess, but if you are a fan of Back to the Future games, it's a fun game to play because you do have some of the old voice actors in there. You have Christopher Lloyd voicing Doc in there. The person that's voicing Marty McFly is not Michael J. Fox, but he sounds pretty close to it. Apparently the guy that's voicing the Tannins in this game is the same guy, but it doesn't quite sound like him, but he's being credited the same guy. So I don't know, maybe it's the same guy, maybe it's not. Maybe he just has the same name as the other guy. But it's really fun because, you know, it's kind of like a sequel to the third. It's kind of like Back to the Future 4 because it takes into account everything that's happened in the last 3 movies. But you're kind of going back into a different time frame that's kind of in between all the other stuff that they have been doing to a whole nother mission. And it's pretty cool because it's talking about things that happened in the movies and things that actually consequences of things that they did in the movies that actually led to what's happening in this game. So it's actually pretty fun to play, even though the
Telltale game, right?
Yeah, it's a Telltale game. So, but it's terrible in terms of mechanics. I mean, it is not optimized at all. I mean, there's clipping everywhere. I mean, there's this one lady named Edna Strickland. I guess she's related to Marshall Strickland or the teacher, the hall monitor guy, like the slacker, that guy, you know, she's related to him somehow. She's riding a bike and you're seeing the pedals going the opposite direction of where her feet are going. It's like it's that bad, you know, some places and their mouths don't match up what they're saying. It's really, really badly animated, but it's fun. You don't care because you just kind of disappears. You just kind of immerses yourself in the game. It kind of reminds me of did you ever play the Roger Rabbit game for the NES?
A little bit. I did a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, where, you know, the game wasn't all that great, but because you like the movie, you enjoy the game because you're playing through the movie in your mind the way you want to play it.
Okay.
So, and also I've been playing Overwatch.
Really now? Hello, you're talking my language.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting game. I've been getting schooled in it, of course. I'm still kind of like just doing the quick matches and trying to match up with people that are at my level. I like using Lucio.
Yeah, drop the beat.
Drop the beat because he's a healer, and I like the fact that he can skate off of walls and stuff. And I like his little concussive blast that he uses, and I can kind of like make combos out of it. But
and you can knock people off the map too. That's the cool thing.
That was one of the first things I did because I was on this one board. It was like it's like how you had like the board before the board loads. You could play on
skirmish.
I was playing on and there were all 5 people. Well, not all. It's more 6, but 5 people were coming toward this corridor. They didn't know I was there. They all came through this ledge. This door where there's a ledge, and I said, "Boop!" and knocked all 5 of them off at the same time.
Yes, sir.
But it's
And what you playing on PC or Xbox?
What's that?
So what you playing on? You playing on the PC or you playing on Xbox?
Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely it's not bad. I mean, it's not necessarily my cup of tea, but it's fun to play with other people. If you're playing with people that because a lot of people don't follow directions. Because Lucio's a healer, so my job is to keep everybody well. But if you have a mission, like if you're trying to move the payload, and everybody's running all down the corridors and stuff, and they're dying, I'm like, I'm not going over there to help you.
I'm not chasing you.
Exactly, because somebody could come around the corner and smack me one. Because Lucio is not very strong. He sucks against mechs. Mechs destroy him.
Oh, he's gonna die real quick.
Yeah,
kill him real quick.
Exactly. So
unless you learn how to. I've seen some Lucios, man, that know how to stay alive. Man, they just get to bouncing around like a kid on some sugar. And I'm like, just stay still so I can kill you.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I can handle them pretty good, but
if it's more than one though,
I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm trying to keep the team healthy, and they're like running down. I'm like, well, forget you. So my friend, he likes to pick Symmetra. So he creates the teleporter like right behind. He'll put a teleporter behind where the actual objective is, so they don't see it. So then we can spawn there quickly.
Nice.
Get there in the area instead of spawning right in the middle where the action is. We die immediately.
Right.
So, it's okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, the learning curve is steep, bro. Like it's gonna take hours to get where you want to get with your character, man. Like for hours. That game it's easy to play, but it's hard to master.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different characters with so many different abilities. Like the other character that I want to get to learn how is Reaper. I like his guns. He's kind of slow, but his guns are powerful.
Yep.
And I like the fact that he can teleport himself to where he wants to go. But if you don't know what you're doing, that's an instant kill.
Oh yeah.
But if you know what you're doing, it could be an instant kill for you. So I want to learn how to do that. And the last thing I've been playing is Killing Floor 2. I've been playing that over my guy's house on the PlayStation 4, and that game was legit. I mean, that is to me, it's almost like combining the best of Left 4 Dead and like Call of Duty and Halo and all the first-person shooters into a zombie game. I mean, it feels great. It looks great. The sound is amazing. The graphics are awesome. I mean, I don't know why people slept on this game. I don't hear anybody talking about it, but this is amazing.
One of those people.
You one of those people that slept on it, or
yeah? Cause someone told me to play it, and I downloaded it on my old PlayStation, but I haven't re-downloaded on the new one because I didn't bring over the old hard drive, so it still has the other. So I don't have it on my hard drive anymore, and so I need to go ahead and re-download it because I had a lot of people tell me, not a lot of people, I had several people tell me that the game is pretty good.
What game is this again?
Killing Floor 2.
I think it was free. It was free at one point on the if you had the PlayStation thing.
It might have been. I'm not sure.
It was.
I mean, I know it's either it is or it's coming to the Xbox, but I don't want to play on the Xbox. If I play on the Xbox, anything, it would have to be on the X if I get one, because I've seen it on the PlayStation 4. on a 4K TV, and I don't want to play it on anything that doesn't look as good as that. So I just don't want to do it. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Quick question, bro, before you get off. How much is that the Game Pass thing?
It's right now it's $1 because they have a deal for Christmas, so $1 you can get it for a month.
I saw that.
After that month, how much does it cost?
$9.99 a month.
Okay.
Yeah, excuse me.
Trying to decide if I want to do it. Okay.
You don't want to do it. No. You still got to beat Witcher 3. You said you trying to beat Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. You
said it's hard to jump back in on Zelda. You ain't even started Battlefront. Like, bro, you can't. Ain't no point in you doing it. Not right now, anyway. Dude,
yeah, I feel you. Thanks.
The catalog is full.
Thank you.
Anyway, well, it's good to have you back on, D2K, man. I was wondering how you was doing, so it's good to hear your voice. Know you still breathing and still doing, at least in the land of the living. Put it like that.
I'm not going yet.
Yeah. So anyway, before we jump into, because we just here to shoot the breeze before Christmas, man. I mean, there's a few things I want to talk about. Some of it ain't gaming related, and I hope. Let me ask this first: did you get out to see Star Wars Last Jedi?
Of course.
Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. D2K.
Yeah,
all of us have seen it, right? All of us have seen it. So,
of
course, we got to talk.
Yeah, it is.
we got to talk about this movie. Also, I want to talk about how the year's been. Everyone. We started out this year kind of feeling like what's going on in gaming. What felt like it wasn't much happening. Then all of a sudden, gaming just exploded this year. Like
gaming said up, up, down, down, left, right, BA select start.
Right.
Man,
that's country, right? That's the
country right there, man. It's all kind of games now.
So I don't know what happened because we started out. It wasn't much at the beginning. We was waiting for the Switch in March. Horizon came out, and that was basically it.
It started off kind of with the, even though it came out in March. I mean, the buzz was pretty high for the Switch in January, so it was still kind of upbeat even right away, especially with the conference that they had. I'm actually talking about physical content to play. Yeah, the hype for the Switch was definitely strong all the way through. I'm just saying
we weren't playing that.
I remember you. Yeah, I remember you and D2K, not D2K, but
that's me.
Me, you, and Keith Norris, and and K-Bum was sitting around talking about this. Like, as excited as me and Keith was about the Switch, we was all saying, "What is there to play?" And the only thing we had on our horizon was, pardon my French, Horizon Zero Dawn, and we was getting on K-Bum because he wouldn't play it.
Yep, I remember that.
Had it. He said, "Yeah, I got it, man. I ain't popped it in." He literally didn't pop it in to what, about 4 or 5 months later?
About 4 months later. Yeah, I was still playing The Witcher at that point.
Yeah, you were still playing The Witcher, which came out a year before then. So to see where we at right now with how you see the sales of gaming, we're gonna do the Star Wars because we gotta talk about that. I'm just shooting the breeze right now. To see where we at and see all the sales, and see what PlayStation 4 did, like literally PlayStation 4, if all the numbers is correct, PlayStation 4 killed with that $190, that $200 PlayStation 4 with the $50 gift card, killed for them far as sales of the system. And then the Xbox One, far as money made on the Xbox One and the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. I gotta say all them X, these the alphabet of the Xbox. Anyway, they made a lot of money, and then Nintendo with the Switch, with no price drop or anything, killed as well. And this has been the highest season for video games, I think, ever. It set records. So
that's good.
What jumping to you, D2K. You've been in on hiatus for the longest. What does that say to you about the gaming industry? Is it still healthy? Is it thriving, or is this just an anomaly? What would you say?
I think that as of right now, it is healthy and it is thriving. I mean, there's a lot of problems, but I think that because of the success of the Switch, that has helped the overall health of the gaming industry in general. Because it doesn't help anybody for any of the big three to be lacking, which is the reason why I want Microsoft to get back up off the mat. And based on what you're just saying with the numbers, it seems like they are. So that's good. You know, if the Switch had not done as well as it had, then I don't think that would have carried over to everything else. I think that a lot of people are just interested and they're more excited about gaming, period, because of the life that's been injected into the gaming industry because of the Switch. A lot of people who weren't gaming previously are gaming again, either because they bought the Switch or because they're thinking about it, or because just because that noise is making them think about gaming again. They may have not even bought a Switch, may have bought a PlayStation, may have bought an Xbox, may have bought a PC, but because you're hearing about the Switch everywhere, even in unconventional areas. I mean, I'm seeing commercials that have nothing to do with video games at all, and the Switch is being mentioned. You know, Best Buy commercials are advertising Samsung TVs, and you're not seeing an Xbox or a PlayStation. They have a Switch sitting there. So that type of thing is helping Nintendo to be popular, and that helps everybody else as well. When Nintendo is healthy, everybody else is healthy. It doesn't hurt Microsoft and Sony when Nintendo is healthy. It pushes them to do better, and they have to step up their game. And that's what's going to be best for us as consumers, because we don't have to worry about people giving us half-hearted attempts either at hardware or software. And the third parties also have to step up their game too, because of stupid mistakes by EA and other companies like that. They're realizing that, hey, people are not falling for this crap anymore. We got to go and do what we got to do, because they'll take their money elsewhere. And because of that, that's also helping people to spend more money in areas they probably wouldn't think about it before. Like I've been telling you, the games I've been playing are not the name of me. Some of, like Overwatch and Killing Floor, but there's a lot of games, obscure games that I've been playing on Xbox Live that people don't talk about. And I'm having a blast playing these games. So these big bloated third-party companies, it's not all about you. There's other things to do. So, you know, people are finally like, hey, I can play all these games. Look at all these games in my back catalog. Let me check this out. Let me check out this little indie game here. Let me play this little game here. People are excited about playing games, period. So I think that's the reason why you're seeing the sales up so high. And obviously the holiday season too. But I think in general, I think that the success of the Switch has helped the entire gaming industry.
I agree. I'm picking back on something you said before I bring K-Bum in here. You was talking about Best Buy, and it's crazy that you brought that up, because I was in Best Buy yesterday. Like I said, I got the Pro Controller and I got some eShop currency to buy Brawlout. And what I noticed was the Switch section has expanded in my Best Buy into the PlayStation section. Like it's wrapping around and starting to eat up some of PlayStation's area. And that was like back in the day, the Nintendo section was one small space in the far back corner.
Right.
And now it's literally, put it like this. When you walk into my local Best Buy, still to this day, the Switch is being advertised on the metal detectors and whatever you call that, for the magnets for theft and all that, that's on the product in the store. They still have Switch advertisement covering those things. When you walk to the movie shelves in the front, where you get the initial encounter or engagement of products, there's nothing but Switch games all on the side and Switch eShop currency all up the side of it. When you walk to the actual gaming department or section of the store, out of all three, the Switch section is the largest. The Switch section actually has a kiosk with a not Pro Controller, with the Joy-Cons in grip mode and Joy-Cons in in single hand mode, and it's literally. And I noticed it started to wrap around into the PlayStation area where Nintendo is. They have moved some of the 3DS stuff over there to make more room for Switch stuff. So, piggyback on what you said, D2K, Nintendo has kind of helped because of the buzz of the Switch, and we are seeing it in areas and in places that you typically wouldn't see gaming, and the Switch is there. So, it has literally helped create a buzz for not only Nintendo, but a buzz for gaming in general, because some of them sales didn't go to the Switch, even though the Switch hype might have caused gaming to get a sale, even though it might have went to PlayStation.
Truth be told, there are a lot of that. You said that the Nintendo section is expanding. Most of that space probably belonged to Nintendo in the first place, but they gave it to Sony because of the how bad the Wii U was doing, right. And now they're slowly reclaiming back what they should have had in the first place. That's what's going on.
I agree. It was a dude. One time I walked in there, and I think it was another time I walked in. It was Best Buy, and then I walked in the GameStop, and I walked into Toys R Us. Bro, it was embarrassing during the Wii U era to go to a Nintendo section. It was ghost town. You could literally see tumbleweed blowing through the Nintendo section. It was sad, like
the skull on the ground and hear a wolf
howling. It was literally like they were like two steps from just totally removing Nintendo products out of the store, and like you just go to the front and ask for it, and they go to the back and get it. That's how bad it got at Best Buy here where I live. But to see where it is now, You probably right on the money, D2K. It probably is them just getting back to space that they supposed to have. But Jesus, it was to see where they are now and to where they were. It's like 100% turnaround, man. It's crazy. But go ahead, K-Bum. Share your thoughts, like with this resurgence of gaming and sales and all that this year.
Well, yeah. So last year was kind of a low. Because I remember us having a conversation about what you're getting, what games you were buying for Christmas last year. And like you said, it was pretty much nothing we were looking forward to. So that pretty much everything we were looking forward to was actually into the next year. And I think I said something about Last Guardian and everyone looked at me crazy. So the fact that where we are now, where last year was this past Black Friday was probably the biggest video game, I guess, grossing time of any Black Friday. It's huge, and a lot of that has to do with the success of Nintendo. I mean, the fact that they are finally back on the map, which gives power to all three consoles. You also had the release of a brand new console from Microsoft. So you had a new system that hasn't been out for a year. You have another system that just dropped, and then you had another system from PlayStation that's just a year old. So there's a lot of newness in video games for that, and it all hit at the same time. And there were some spectacular sales. I think Xbox dropped all the way down to $189, I believe. In some places,
yep.
Sony was $200, pretty much $199, and Nintendo doesn't believe in sales, but but beyond that, they still made money. So it was really cool. Well, I say Nintendo didn't believe in sales because I was looking to buy something Nintendo worthy, and I didn't see a single copy of Mario Kart on sale. So I just set myself back down.
They ain't had no sales.
That is true, especially their first party titles. They'll stay at regular price for years.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get Mario Kart, but I'm not paying $59. Just not happening.
Yeah, they evergreen with the first party titles.
Yeah. Oh, for real? Okay. All right.
I said they evergreen with their first party titles. Like Mario will continue to sell like it's selling now based on the life of the Switch unless they make another Mario game. So it's a uniqueness. I agree. Sometimes I wish them games on sale like during seasons like this, but I guess time has proven that they don't have to do it with certain titles within their portfolio, man.
Yeah, it's gonna sell.
Yeah,
not my money though, but it's but no, man, it's really cool, and I think it's like when the perfect storm. We have all these different fronts coming up to meet each other on Black Friday. It just created this behemoth of a sale that just shows how powerful gaming is right now. I don't know if you guys pay attention to professional gaming, Overwatch, 2K, Madden, but the professional gaming scene is, the potential is huge. The Madden professional gaming scene is growing. 2K is just now doing their partnership with actual NBA teams to do professional gaming, which is getting people back into gaming or more dedicated to gaming. The Overwatch League starts the beginning of next year, and so just gaming, just from that kind of standpoint, especially when it comes to professional gaming, is still huge, man. And so like the sales of these consoles just reiterates the kind of the atmosphere of video games, and even when the bad stuff happens, it's mainstream news. Like when EA was in the whole loot boxes, you saw that everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I got to get D2K's opinion on that because we haven't heard from him since all that happened. But go ahead, K-Bum. I'll bring him in at the.
No problem. I'm almost done. No, it's mainstream.
Are you good? You
good? And you saw that everywhere. Newspapers in their articles, television, Fox News. You saw it. You saw it everywhere, man. So
Disney. No.
Oh, Disney shut all that down.
We gotta talk about that too.
Yeah. So it's good to see that. I am personally happy that Nintendo. People who love to call me a Nintendo hater, but if you listen to any of the podcasts, Level know this. The one thing I've always said is that gaming needs a successful Nintendo. I've always said that. I may not have been the one who would buy that system, but I've always said that gaming has always needed a successful Nintendo because it brings a different level that causes the other two to do something different. So,
let me ask D2K this since he didn't get a chance to speak on all this stuff, and we got to talk about net neutrality too. We ain't talked about that either. There's a lot of stuff we need to talk about. But what do you think about the situation with EA, D2K, with the whole loot box as gambling and basically getting their hands slapped by gamers and Disney and basically media in general? What was your thoughts on that?
I really didn't have any because it doesn't affect me personally. Because I don't really play such games. I don't really put much forethought into it because to me it's like, if it's something I don't want to do, I don't do it. Nobody's being forced to do anything. It may be unethical to do some of these things, but you as a consumer have the power to control what these companies are doing, and that's pretty much what happened. Is that consumer said in a loud, consolidated voice, no, we're not going to do this, and it forced them to backtrack on what they were doing. We've seen this happen in the past couple of weeks with not different companies for different reasons. We saw it happen with EA. We saw it happen with Patreon. Patreon tried to pull a fast one and try to pass the buck on to their patrons. Like, I'm a Patreon as well. But, people said, no, we're not going to stand for this. And they said, okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to try to do something else, down the line.
Well,
so
explain what was that, because I don't know nothing about this. This is news to my ears.
It's not that complicated. Basically, they were changing the way the setup was to where I can't explain exactly how it is because I don't even remember how it went down. But basically, if you're a person that have like a lot of patrons that support you, that support like $1 to $2 a month or something like that, they're putting like a tax on that to where every dollar that you donate would be you would. It was really bad what they were doing. I can't even explain how they did it, but it was like people who were donating lump sums of money, it wouldn't hurt them that bad, but people who were donating little lump sums of money, it would hurt them a lot. And those people say, you know what, forget it, I'm not going to do it. And a lot of people who were depending on those $1 to $2 donations a month lost patrons. They said, and they just said, forget it. So Patreon said, well, we can't do that. So they just said, we're not going to go through with this new idea. We're just going to try to find something else to do. We're going to basically say we're going to find a more surreptitious way to screw you.
Ooh, there we go. That's a D2K that I know. Can you say that word again? Because I might need to Google that.
No, actually, I can't. It was hard for me to get it out the first time.
That's my dude. That's why I like you, D2K.
Thank you. But they had to find a more surreptitious strategy to find a way to get more money out of you. You know, that's pretty much what they were doing until they can, you know, until it doesn't matter anymore. But you know, I mean, they did it. And, EA was doing it in their way, and YouTube has done it, and all these companies try to find ways to screw you. And even though they actually are, and you don't realize it, they try to find more obvious ways of doing it, and people call you out on it, and they say, okay, no, we're not going to let you do that. But to me, that some of this stuff could be false flags. It might be trying to draw your attention away from something else that they're doing. You're getting all mad, like, oh, I can't believe they're doing these loot boxes and all this crazy stuff. Blah. And EA could be doing something behind the scenes that's considerably worse that you don't even realize that they're doing. So that's something you have to pay, keep your eye on with these companies. That just because you feel like you won a victory doesn't mean that you won. They might have just been trying to, take your attention away from something else that they're doing.
You won the battle, but not the war.
Let me ask you this: Do you think loot boxes are a form of gambling? Like, could you answer that for me? At least that part.
I don't.
Like,
I mean,
your opinion.
I'm not sure because for me, gambling is if I put my money into something and I'm hoping to get more money back, or if I'm putting or if I'm putting something of myself into something and I have a potential to lose what I've invested in the hopes of getting back more than what I invested. That to me, that's what gambling is. You take it. Everything we do in life is a gamble. But if I go to a slot machine, I'll put a quarter in there. I'm hoping I get 777 so I can get the jackpot. But if I don't, I lose my quarter. If I play blackjack and I put my money on the table and I don't get 21, I lose the money that I put on the table. But if I buy a loot box, I'm still playing the game. See what I'm saying? I'm putting my money in the loot box, hoping I can get a better ability or better weaponry or something that give me an unfair advantage over somebody else. It's unethical. It's unfair. I'm not sure I can call it gambling because you're still playing the game. You still bought the game. The game is still yours. You just want to have a better experience playing the game. But for me, it's like, you don't have to do that. You don't. You can play the game just fine, But that's just me. I can't speak for anybody else.
I just wanted to ask you that specific question, because that was one of the big things about it. With the different groups going at it, basically labeling it as gambling and basically putting forth, I guess, legislation and codes of conduct that would prohibit companies like EA and Activision and others from basically targeting those who are, like you said, we don't have to, but you got those a week that can't avoid the itch. So I just wanted to get your thoughts because you haven't been on to share it, so I was just curious.
Hey, before you move on from that,
go ahead.
I just saw today that the Apple Store is actually trying to require these game developers to list the possibilities of their loot boxes. So the possibility of getting certain items, they are looking at a way to require them to state that, so that consumers go into the game understanding the odds that they are facing when buying loot boxes.
Okay.
So basically, what's the percentage of getting this or that? And
Or they said China has already done it with some of their games. That it kind of requires
wow,
them to kind of
that's pretty legit.
Yeah, that's legit. That gets rid of some of the shadiness that these companies can do, because they can say you have a 1 in 5 chance, but it's really 1 in 10. You know, and if that's the case, and they actually state 1 in 5, this is 1 in 10, they can be held liable to that, and so that should help with some of those shady practices, extra shady practices, even beyond the loot boxes. So I thought that was pretty cool that they would do that.
Well, sometimes sometimes even knowing or thinking that you know what's going to happen may not actually work to your advantage. You know, just ask Clay Matthews. You know, that's that wheel out. It's that wheel out. Oh, you've been watching film, huh? Watch this touchdown.
I agree. I'm gonna take it from the standpoint, but it does give you pause. I'm gonna give you, when they started putting calorie count in restaurants, I rethink my order a lot a lot of times. If I never saw the calories,
I'm not.
I ain't saw the calories. I've been like, you know what? Give me that double bacon cheeseburger with the extra.
I won't front. K-Ball making an interesting point, because I do the same thing. I used to go and get double everything back in the day,
right?
And now I'm like, do I need that extra patty?
That's 800 calories.
Can I substitute that bacon? Do I need that double bacon, or should I get the bacon cheeseburger? Which one? It do make you think when you see 700-800 calories just on your burger.
I do not care.
That's what we say. So I think there's two brackets. I think for some it does create that pause, and for some, like you're saying, D2K, you just don't care. But I think for a good,
my best bet,
percentage,
if I'm concerned about calories, why am I eating a greasy hamburger to start with?
Because I want a greasy hamburger.
Then don't worry about how many calories is on the thing.
I do, but
you want to get the pleasure, but you wanted it responsibility. You try to be responsible with your guilt.
Then get a stalk of celery and some distilled water.
He said,
"Come on, man! Nobody want no stalk of celery and some water,
rice cake."
This dude is tripping.
But yeah, that's funny though. But go ahead, K-Bun. Finish your point.
That's all I had. That was my point.
Okay. Let's get this out the way, because I'm trying to move us along, because I want to get to the Star Wars conversation, because I want to hear what D2K has to say. And hopefully by this time, Keith is on. Okay. What is y'all thoughts? Because this is kind of, and I don't know if I should fear this, be fearful of what's going on with net neutrality being repealed, and the fight that is now being waged over its repeal, and the possible hope that they will undo what has been done to put it back into action. Are we going down, like, we know how this, as far as gaming, since this is a gamers podcast, how would this affect us as gamers if net neutrality is basically taken away, where these major companies can come in and begin to literally change how you interact and basically access the internet? I thought at D2K first.
Much ado about nothing. All they basically
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
All they basically did was take what they've already been doing and made it legal. That's all they did. That's all they did. They took what everything that people are fearing that these major internet service providers can do because of this bill, they already are doing illegally. Now it's legal. That's the only difference. You can't tell me that anyone who pays attention to their internet speeds, who you clock, you can't tell me that you have not looked at how much speed you're supposed to be getting, whether it's AT&T or Verizon or Google or Time Warner or whoever. Say it's supposed to be like 50 megs, down, 5 megs up or whatever. Let's just say that. It's supposed to be that way all the time, right? right?
They say we don't guarantee that it's going to be all that this is.
Exactly. And then it shouldn't, but it shouldn't be less than maybe 10 from what you're supposed to be getting. I mean,
like it shouldn't be less. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be 30% less.
Right. If you're 50,
what you
I mean, if you're 50, then you shouldn't be in the 20s. I used to work as a broadband installer, and I understand how this works. And as long as your signal is coming from the tap at a certain level, your speed should be constant.
Mm-hmm.
It should never be in a situation where your speed for a long period of time is less than 50% of what you're supposed to be getting.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why this is happening is because they are already doing what people have feared that they're going to do because of the net neutrality. You, as a consumer, do not really have the means to prove this unless you really want to investigate it. And if you have the money, fine, but most people don't care. Most people just take what their internet service providers say at face value. Oh, we have some trouble on the line. Oh, there's something wrong with the head end. Oh, there's something wrong with the fiber optics. And they just say, oh, okay, fine, they'll fix it. BS! They are already doing what people are afraid of that they're doing. It was illegal before. It's legal now. It may get worse, but I'm not concerned about it at all.
Okay. K-Bun, what's your thoughts on it? Like, as far as gaming and just, if you want to go even outside of the gaming spectrum of it, what's your thoughts on it?
No problem. So what happened was this. They took back a law that was put in place in the Obama era. During the Obama era, they put a kind of some restrictions on them on what they could and could not do. Right. And so they got rid of that. It's still not at the place that they can do whatever they want yet. It's not there yet. That they can just, do whatever they feel like. But that piece that was holding them back from being able to do that is now gone. Now, with that being said, I take it to be a little bit more serious as a thing than kind of D2K. And the point is not basing off of the speed, basing off of now how they can price things out now. The thing was beforehand that they had to give you everything as a single price, as a service, everything. So that's a connection to Netflix. That's connection to gaming. That's website, web browsing. Everything had to be given to you in a single price. They couldn't say to you that we're going to charge you this much to surf the web. If you don't pay for our gaming package, you're going to get throttled down to this speed. If you don't pay for our streaming package, you're going to get this kind of speed. That is what I fear. Is that them monetizing and now saying that if you don't pay for our gaming package, your gaming speed when you game is only going to be so much. And the same thing for streaming. If you want to look at YouTube, if they want to do Facebook, that the law being restricted gives them the possibility to charge you in that manner. To me, that's the scariest piece.
The thing is that, as I said, they are already doing that.
And the thing is, I
illegally.
I don't disagree, but you are still being charged as a single service. So when I pay $59, they are not finding. The thing is, once you can piece it out that way, you can make more money off of it.
Well, it seems like that, but if you are only paying for, let's say that your speed is only 7 megabits per second, then obviously gaming is not something that you can get very well from that low of a speed. But that is offered. But you have different tiers. You have 15 megabits and 20 megabits and 30 megabits and 50 megabits and 100 megabits and 500 megabits and 1 gig down in some places in this country.
you already have pricing tiers. It's not broken down to individual services. Like you don't have a Netflix tier and a Facebook tier and an email tier and the Xbox tier and the Switch tier and the PlayStation tier like that. But they already break it down pretty much to where you can't do certain things unless you have certain speeds. So you kind of already have it separated like that. Now, if you're a person that all you do is check your email and you don't use your internet for anything else, then if they offer a package that's like $9.99 a month for, let's just say 5 megabits per second, that's all you need. But if you're a gamer, you need a lot more than that. And if you're a serious online gamer, if you want to play Overwatch, you want to be a part of the Overwatch League that's starting next month or next year, you want the fastest speeds you can get, so you're going to have to pay. But the problem is that now you can pay for 100 megabits per second or 500, and you might not be getting that. But with this net neutrality thing, if they're going to break this down into individual tiers, now that actually makes them more accountable. Because if you're paying for a specific package for a specific thing, then you can say, hey, I paid for this speed for this thing and I'm not getting it. What's the problem here?
Yes, see, I don't have that trust for these companies because this is very similar to when AT&T gave you unlimited data and throttle you down after 10 gigs or 5 gigs. Like
data caps.
And I want to add this in there too. My fear is when they start bundling certain things like Netflix, YouTube, you can't access these things unless you buy this bundle. And like right now, I kind of lean to what K-Bum was saying. Right now, we play a flat fee for internet service. Like I have Spectrum, and we pay I think $39.99 a month for to our internet provider Spectrum for internet services. But I can access anything, any device, as much as I want, whenever I want, for that $39.99. But if they change it to where they start creating cable-like bundles to where if I want Netflix and YouTube and all this, I have to buy this bigger bundle that might go to $99.99. Like, then we're going to start getting to where, like, cable is, while people get away from cable, the rates can go skyrocket. And you're gonna have to, to have everything. You're gonna be paying out the wazoo for it. That's my fear. But like I said, I don't understand net neutrality beyond what K-Bun was saying, what Obama did to ensure certain parameters and certain insurances for the consumer were made so that the providers could not basically prey on us, through like blocking certain things that don't fit in with their agenda or competitors, not getting the service because, you accessing a competitor's search engine and they would rather you use their search engine. Like that type of stuff does kind of, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of concerns me because I don't want to be forced to have to use Yahoo over Google because my internet provider is a supporter of Yahoo or owner of Yahoo or whatever. Like, or Bing, like with Microsoft and stuff like I want to be able to go wherever I want to, whenever I want to. Right. Now I'm scared that's going to change with the repeal of net neutrality. That's what I think.
The thing is this, is that what is actually growing in this in the TV, the digital TV market is a la carte services. The thing is, it's going away from the cable companies, and it's going to kind of you can get what you want. But what I'm saying is that the way that the big businesses are going to offer these quote unquote a la carte services is not going to be of the same quality you can do with a PlayStation Vue that you can do with the Sling app, and some of the other guys who offer this kind of service a la carte. The thing is that they don't what DirecTV and AT&T does is that they take their figures and their research, and they learn how to gouge you, how to put the thing you really want to a higher level, so that they can get you to go to the highest level to pay the most money. Stuff like PlayStation View is just saying, hey, if you want HBO, it's 15. Otherwise, here are all the channels, or you can go higher. You know, it's not really doing the same practices that these big businesses are doing when they give you the same quote unquote a la carte services. And that's my feel.
Well, I used to work for Spectrum, formerly Time Warner Cable, both as an installer and as a retention specialist. So I understand what it is that they do in their philosophy in terms of how they want to incorporate all the services. My job was to basically take phone calls from people who were already pissed and wanted to switch to something else, and to get them to not quit their services. And
Right.
not only was my job to keep them not from wanting to quit their services, but the first thing we were taught to do was to upsell them on the service.
Yep.
They taught us how to get information about, you know, how many people are in the home, what do they do on a daily basis, how do they use all the different services, blah, blah, blah. And then we start talking about basically using that information against them, saying that, well, you said that you use your internet for this, and you say you use this phone for that, and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, getting rid of it might not be a good idea, you know, and then make the customer think about it, and that gets them to ponder. And then you start saying, well, you know, here's something else you can add. You can have the 4 DVRs, and you can have this, and you can have that. And they don't go for that. Then you try to give them, like, okay, we'll give you free DVR for a year, or we'll give you HBO for a year for free to keep them from quitting. But the whole thing,
lock them in for another year.
Exactly. You know, I mean, they don't do contracts really, but that's pretty much just to get them promotional deals. They can quit the promotion anytime, but just get them promotion to keep them from quitting. But, you know, I think that more or less what this is really about from the cable companies and you know, like AT&T and cable and all them, is that they understand, they're not stupid. They understand that people are basically not going for their all-in-one bundles because they don't need digital phone. They don't really want the cable or DirecTV services anymore. All they want is the internet, because they have internet and they can go get them a Roku box, they can get them a Fire Stick, or
they can make phone calls.
Is that, you know,
right? You hit the D2K.
And
right on the money, because I do that. I do that on the Roku. I got cable on one of my Roku boxes in my room. I don't even need a cable box.
Exactly. So that way, you know, if you, like, say for Spectrum, you can get, like, you know, 50 megs for, like, you know, $60-$70 a month, and that's it. But if you're getting the all-in-one package, you're paying like what, $150 at the least. You know, so that's like $70 a month that you're saving in bills, and you're getting the same quality. So, you know, you're getting the same access. And they're basically saying, okay, we'll fix them. We'll find it. It's just like I was saying earlier about how, you know, Patreon is probably going to find a more surreptitious way of getting money out of you because their first attempt didn't work. So, you know, they're going to find ways. Surreptitious. That, you know, the sneaky way. The sneaky way of doing things without you realizing that they're doing it, you know. So this is probably their way of just trying to find ways to get money out of you because they realize that people figured out a way around their all-in-one bundles. This is for everybody. It's not for just cable. It's for AT&T, DirecTV.
Right. So it's basically the loophole. Those who have found the loophole in the game.
Right.
It's basically.
Yep. It's just a game of one-ups.
Because that's what it is. Because you. Yeah, because when you begin to talk about how basically internet and as it advances with what you can do with it, and you know, as far-reaching hand, people are figuring out I don't need all these cable boxes. I can survive off of Netflix and YouTube, and I can watch the game on YouTube. Like right now, I don't catch all the games, but I can watch the highlights and be fine. It's like I seen the game. You know what I'm saying? Or you can find someone streaming the basketball game or streaming the football game, right there on YouTube. You don't need cable, and with Fire Sticks and Roku boxes and all the other conventional ways people have figured out how to loophole the game. This is the cable companies and these major companies' way of corralling us back into being under their sticky fingers of control. And so I don't want to see them because I'm trying to get away from them, man, at all costs. Like right now, if I could just pay for internet and get all the channels I get on cable, I would do it. Ain't there yet, but I'm getting close to it. Like dropping cable. I almost did it earlier this year. Totally up and just went to Netflix and YouTube. So you right on money, D2K. Not to exhaust this topic, let's move on. So let's get to the main thing, man.
Here we go.
Let's get to it.
Here
I don't
we
know
go.
what
It's the main event.
Star Wars has become a Christmas holiday movie release. Like last year we got Rogue One. I think the year before
Excellent.
that Rogue One was good.
Amazing.
I think we got Awakening,
The Force
Awakening, the Christmas before that, if I'm not mistaken, or around that holiday season.
No,
So Star Wars is becoming synonymous with the holiday season. So, of course, with the game sales, everything going, sometimes you want to break away from games and get out and see some movies. Well, I've been watching these commercials with Star Wars, and I was getting hyped with Rey and Kylo Ren and Finn and Poe and all the rest of these characters, right? And the hype was real.
Uh-oh.
But I don't know what happened to the actual movie, but okay, I just felt like we didn't really get a Star Wars movie. I think we had to watch 2 hours and 30 minutes just to get about 5 minutes of actual Star Wars activity. So I need to get y'all thoughts. I'm gonna jump to K-Bun first, and since I jumped with you on the net neutrality,
Before we say that, we're doing spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay, so just make sure the spoilers.
Yeah, this will be spoiler. Yeah, this gotta be spoiler. We won't try to spoil it too much, but in order to have the conversation, there will be some spoilers.
I'm spoiling all of it.
So if
you better cut this call.
I tell you to save your money. Yeah, you might well save your money. If you haven't seen it, don't waste your money. Wait till it come out on DVD or bootleg or something.
Really?
That is Levelhead's opinion. That is Levelhead's opinion.
Wow.
That is Levelhead's opinion.
It was hard. Anyway,
well, are we going to have a conversation?
Oh,
Or are you going to continue to tell people what to do with their money?
Okay,
What you gonna do?
don't bootleg it. Wink. Don't bootleg it. Go and rent it when it come out. Wink.
Let's have this conversation, man.
Wow.
You gonna hand it off to me or what, man?
I'm serious, man. Go ahead, K-Bun.
Okay, thank you. I got your hand up. I'm running with it now. So don't listen to Levelhead, guys. The reason why I say don't listen to Levelhead is that this movie is a little polarizing. Some people are going to absolutely love it. Some people are going to be like, what did I just watch? Thing is, you need to go and see which type of person you're going to be. Don't just go off of my opinion. Don't go off of Levelhead's opinion. You go find out what type of person you are. It's still a Star Wars movie.
What is going on?
Keep the money in your pocket. Don't spend it down.
Man, you let me go. Okay. So I'll try to be as quick as possible. What time is it? I'm gonna make sure I time myself so I don't go too long. All right. So the thing with the movie, for me, the first kind of thing was it was overhyped to me.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was I kind of stayed away with some of the media, but I couldn't help but to see all of the talk about how all the reviewers had nothing but great things to say about it. It had no negative reviews, and I wasn't expecting the world of this movie. And to me, that was problem number one. I went in expecting way too much. And so what I did get was something that what was not what I was really expecting. And so there's a common thread throughout this entire movie. And the common thread throughout the entire movie, and hopefully Level was able to see it, is that what is owed must die. That was a common thread through the entire movie.
And that's what hurt it. Go ahead.
Man,
that's what hurt it.
Man. So
I'm done.
All right. So the common thread in the entire movie was what is owed must die. And so and they played with your feelings and your emotions and your presuppositions. That's the right word. Yeah, look at me. Look at me, boy. Y'all better give me a clap in the comment section.
We getting the Stephen A. Smith thesaurus out today.
You know, what you thought was going to happen. Like the first scene, I'm trying not to spoil what Luke did when he saw his lightsaber. I mean, that no one was expecting that.
That was hilarious.
That was the ending of the first movie.
Yeah, I like that.
And you pop up and it just totally goes wrong.
But if it went somewhere,
man, are you gonna let me?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm done. Go ahead.
What time is? Okay, I'm 2 minutes in. You messing me up, man. And so what happened is that there was some things that I thought going in. I thought what he said about the Jedis having to die. I thought that meant something else. When I go in, find out about Snoke, I thought something else. When I actually saw the conversation that Kylo Ren and Rey was having, I thought that meant something else. When you see some of these plans happen, some of these quintessential Star Wars things happen, the don't tell me the odds kind of stuff happen, you kind of think you know how it's going to end or how it's going to come out, and it doesn't come out that way. So a lot of stuff that you kind of put faith in that you thought was going to expand in the Star Wars movie, you did not get that. So let me get very quick with this. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it was a good movie. I truly did. But it's kind of have this issue that Marvel movies has, is that you are measuring it among other Marvel movies. Now, if I measure it as a Star Wars movie, it's not a great Star Wars movie. If I look at it as just a movie, it's a good movie. I'm happy I went to spend my money. But as a Star Wars movie, it failed to deliver on some of the things that I was looking for. And again, that could be because of the presuppositions that I had going into the movie. Right. And one thing that really hurt the movie for me, was the fact that what piece is this? I had it. I don't want to lose it. I never felt like, you know how the way the movies works is that there's a beginning, there's a rise, there's a climax, and then there's a fall. I never felt that in this movie. I never felt a climax in this movie. I felt like every time I got close to it, it never happened. They kind of just flattened it out. And so even when the way the scenes and they went to different places and you thought it was going to happen here, you thought it was going to happen in this scene, and I never actually felt the climax of the movie, the peak of it, and then the slow back drop off. And to me, that hurt the totality of the movie. But again, there was a lot that I liked in the movie. The character of Kylo Ren, loved in this movie. Absolutely, 100% loved him in this entire movie. Every scene that he was in, loved it. I loved his voice even better without the mask. Even better. Excellent. Adam Driver, to me, is an excellent actor. He played this part to a T. Loved every bit about it. I enjoyed some of the space battles, especially in the very beginning. I love the fact that they weren't afraid to sacrifice. I'm not gonna get too much into that. I thought that was really good. A lot of pieces that was really good that I liked, about the movie. But still, there were some pieces that left me wondering. As in, about Rey's training, what they're really going to do with that, and how is she really that powerful? I did see some things about what was said and how they played with the parents thing. I don't believe kind of what was said, but they kind of left things open ended from that point of view. And so some things that I kind of saw and expected from this movie. I didn't get, like I said, I thought it was a lack of climax. I came in with too high of expectations. And so that kind of hurt me as well, because I never was actually blown away at any action scene that happened. But the lightsaber battle that happened in the way that Kylo did what he did, I thought was really, really cool. The flashbacks to what happened between Kylo and Luke I really enjoyed that. Yeah. The battle at the end with okay, I'm not trying to get too much away, but the battle at the end I thought was really cool as well. I didn't expect that. I thought that was really good. So that's a piece that I like. Things I didn't like. I still think it's a good movie. It's not a great Star Wars movie. It doesn't rank high on me on the scale of Star Wars. It's definitely behind Force Awakening, but definitely above the prequels, without a doubt. Like I said, to me, it has good and bad. Like, it's more polarizing than I thought it was going to be. And I am done. That was 7 minutes. I'm done.
Okay. Welcome to the show, Keith.
What's up, man? What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Your mic sound low to me. I don't know if it's low to anybody else.
Turn it up.
Yeah, it's low.
Yeah, a little low.
What about now?
You sound good.
All right.
Do you want to go next, Keith, or I'm gonna throw it to D2K? Because I'm with chopping at the bits to get in here, but
I know you are.
I'm trying to give folks space.
You better shut up.
So we just giving a review?
We just we trying to be spoiler free as possible. There might be some spoilers, but try to limit how much you spoil. But just your assessment and opinion about the movie. Like, is it a good Star Wars movie or not?
Okay. Hey, give me 1 second. My audio missed. Okay, can y'all hear me?
You still sound low to me.
Scratchy down.
Low and gravelly.
Yeah.
Give me a second. My thing just messed up. Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot it to D2K, then we'll get you back. Go ahead, D2.
Well, I guess I could put it like this: is that, like K-Bomb just said, that this is a very polarizing movie, and it seems like people feel that they have to go from one extreme to the other. They feel like you have to love it unconditionally or hate it unconditionally. There's some people that are running around saying it's the greatest movie they've ever seen in their lives, and you ask them why, and they can't give you one single tangible reason. You see people that are actually going to the point of signing a petition to get this movie stricken from the actual canon of Star Wars.
Wow.
To the other. That's how far.
That's for real?
Yeah.
I hope they do. Anyways, let me stop.
Please stop.
But for me, I look at it like this: is that you can enjoy a movie and say that this is a good movie and still acknowledge that it has problems.
Yep.
I think that if you're saying that the movie was great and you don't say it has any problems, then you're being disingenuous. That's just my opinion. You're lying to yourself, because this movie definitely has a lot of problems. And I feel like this movie answered some questions, but it gave a lot more questions that cannot be answered in a third act.
Thank you.
What?
Hold up.
Level. Let the man talk.
I'm just applauding. Thank you, D2. Okay, let me stop. I'm walking away.
I feel like this movie kind of felt like part 3 of a trilogy. And the problem is that it wasn't part 3. It was a second movie. Now, the only way that the problems that this movie caused can be solved is if they are abandoning the trilogy format and they're going to a more episodic format. We're just going to keep doing movies until the wheels fall off this train. Now, if that's what they're doing, then even though I don't agree with some of the things that they did, it would make sense. But if they're doing the 3 movie 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 like they've been doing with the Star Wars movies, J.J. Abrams has a serious mess on his hands, and I have no idea how they're going to possibly be able to tie all this together to make it make sense with an actual climax for the third film. Because you had too many things happen that answered too many questions, but the new things were introduced. There's no possible way that you can explain these things in just one movie to where it would make sense and where it would be gratifying and where it would actually have the weight.
to where you're like, oh, okay, that's why that's happening like that. You introduce new characters, and you say, oh, okay, that needs time to develop. You need to know who these characters are. You need to know where they come from. You need to be a part of some type of conflict. They have to have internal conflict.
We still need to find out about the new character that were given in the first movie. We still don't know who they are.
I mean, Snoke, we really don't know who he is, and I guess are we doing spoilers or not?
No, try not to, but if you got to, go for it. But if you can't,
he dead. Smoke dead, and we don't even know who he is yet.
Hold up, D2K. No. Thank you, D2K.
Oh man, that's
we
funny.
don't know who he is, and they killed him already. Oh my God!
It was gangster how he did it. How Kylo Ren did it.
It was gangster.
It was raw business how he did it. But he did though, and we don't even know who this dude is yet. We don't like K-Bomb was saying. We all have presuppositions on who it could be based off of our own thoughts, based off of what other people are saying. That it could be Darth Plagueis, it could be Darth Sidious, it could be Mace Windu. It could be the evil side of
Jar Jar Binks.
I never thought that.
That's what I said. It's going on the internet. Everybody said it's Jar Jar Binks.
I'm gonna ignore that. People said it could be the dark side. It could be Darth Vader's, evil force incarnate or something. It just could have been all these different type of people. But. And we don't know who he is, and it doesn't matter. You can't even bring that. You can't even bring it back as an issue in the next movie because he did. Who cares?
Yep.
And then the whole thing with Rey, her parents. I don't necessarily believe what Kylo Ren said.
I don't believe that. Nope.
Because there's just too much exposition that they had regarding her parents in the first movie and in this movie.
Much in this one.
To lead to say, oh, your parents were trailer trash and they sold you for beer money.
Yep.
Hold up, D2K. Thank you, D2K. I'm walking away.
And the thing is, Level, if you pay attention, boy, I'm agreeing with what he's saying. I'm not. I didn't never disagree. I didn't disagree with any point.
With you. I'm disagreeing with D2K. I didn't disagree with you, Bob.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the point. I don't believe anything he said, and I think
I came in yet to make what I want.
Anyway, we don't want to hear what you want to say. Please continue, D2K. Please continue, sir.
Go ahead, D2.
Yeah,
continue, sir.
So I don't believe what he said. I think there's a lot more to that than meets the eye. There was something that he said that in that statement that kind of made me think like, I think I might know who her parents are now, but I'm not going to expound on that here. But a lot of people had a problem with the fact that Leia did what she did at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, from the time that she knew that she was force sensitive until now, it's been about 25 years or so. You would think that she might have just learned a trick or two in the Force in that length of time.
Agreed.
Okay. I don't understand why people feel like had to make such a leap of faith to just because they hadn't seen her do anything with the Force before to say, how could she jump from not being able to do anything before? It's been 25 damn years.
What that did look kind of silly though. Let's just be real.
I mean, it looked like the Matrix, man. You remember when Neo in the third one did the whole? Yeah. It looked like that. That's what it looked like to me.
Come on, that's hilarious.
It didn't look.
I'm just waiting for folks to get down.
I didn't think it looked silly at all. I just think that it was unexpected because and again, presuppositions come into play based off of what happened in real life. You thought that was going to be the end of her in the movie.
It's true.
So when you saw that happen, it was kind of like it was a very emotional scene because for me personally, it was immersive because it all kind of hit me at that moment that, man, Carrie Fisher is gone. Because before this, even though when she actually passed for real, you still said, well, she is gone, but at least I have this movie to look forward to. But when that happened, it's like, man, now she gone. But then that happened, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I mean, it wasn't I wasn't expecting anything like that at all. But I'm like, fine. It's about time she did something with the Force. Luke was amazing in this movie. I loved his acting in this movie. I love the fact that he kind of mixed a little bit of Yoda and a little bit of Obi-Wan in his personality with his and then I like the fact that the resolution that he came to at the end, I kind of feel robbed because at the end of the movie you saw basically unshackled Luke Skywalker. And now he gone.
Yeah, see, I didn't understand that ending. Like, two parts I didn't understand. I didn't understand the ending part.
Hush,
like I said, I didn't understand the ending part, and I didn't understand who talked to him afterward. I mean, before that happened. Like where if you can do that, if you can do that, why you been doing that for the past so many years?
Well, I have a theory about that because Yoda may have taught him how to do.
I didn't want to say the name. Dang it!
We doing spoilers. You ain't seen the movie too damn bad. We doing spoilers. Yoda. I mean, why else would Yoda be there? Yoda he would not just come there just to do what he did to the temple or whatever. But he had more because remember when Yoda. He's the one that sets all this training and stuff up with these Jedi. He's the one that told Obi-Wan to go to learn how to talk to Qui-Gon to learn how to let go of himself to the Force. At the end of Revenge of the Sith, remember that?
Yeah.
He said, I have training for you to do. He said, I have training for you to do and how to get in touch with an old friend who was joined with the Force. So that's how he learned. That's how Obi-Wan learned how to do it. So I'm pretty sure Yoda said, this is how you do this. While that whole downtime where Luke wasn't around, they were doing all the other stuff. Yoda probably was showing them this is how you join with the Force. And that's what he did. And it was cold-blooded how he did it too. Because I'm like, this dude, because at one point, I'm looking at what Luke did, and I remember something that in some of the apocryphal Star Wars books about Luke Skywalker and how powerful he became to the point where Luke was able to project himself to where he can make it seem like you're fighting against 20 of them. That's how powerful Luke became with the Force. And I thought maybe they were going in that direction with that, but then they said that he basically just astral projected himself from where he was. I said, okay, that's cool, but I don't want to go on too long because I want Keith to get in to do his thing. But I thought the movie was good. I thought the movie had some serious problems that cannot be resolved in one movie. I think that if they're saying we're done with the trilogy, we're not doing that anymore. We're just going to keep going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like the Harry Potter movies and stuff like that. Then what they did is okay.
Well, they already announced a new trilogy.
Well, I don't see if they're not doing trilogy. Like I said, if they're not doing trilogies,
they said a new trilogy. The guy who did this one is supposed to be responsible for the new trilogy.
Well, see, if they're doing trilogies, then
they messed up.
They messed up because, like I said, you cannot like the children that they found on the Casino Planet, and there's so much depth to the relationship between Rey and Kylo Ren that there's way more, and there's more relationships like with Finn and Rey. Yep. We don't know what that relationship is all about because it seemed like that when she saw him, with Rose, that she kind of had a little bit of salty face, a little bit.
She was salty.
So I'm like, but then at the same time, you don't know what kind of relationship she's going to have with Kylo Ren. Are they related? Are they not related? We don't know. So there's so much. There's just so much to talk about, and you can't do it in one movie. You can't do it in one movie. You can't. But it was a good movie. I'll say it was a good movie. Go see it. It's worth it.
Huh.
All right.
Go see it.
All right. I went and saw Star Wars, guys. Oh wait, that's what we're talking about. Listen. No, I agree with D2K. It's a good movie, but I think it's a smart movie. More so than it is a good movie because there's pacing issues. It drags in moments. I've heard and people were falling asleep in the movie theater.
Slow burn.
Just a real slow burn, right?
The Luke part is slow. It's really slow.
And the Finn part seemed irrelevant to me.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to go too long because you guys have pretty much said a lot of stuff. But I think that this movie, and I think y'all probably kind of hinted at it, that this is just Disney rebooting Star Wars. I think they picked a bad time to do it. But I think that they're going to romanticize the Force. I think the main character now is going to be the Force. It's no longer going to be your Reys, your Luke Skywalkers, your Anakin. No, they're going to romanticize the Force to the point where, you know how Disney does the magic thing with the Magic Kingdom and all that other stuff. I think they're going to take this idea of the Force and blow it up even further than what George Lucas used to do with the films. Is it like what Luke said? He said, I think he said it's blasphemous to think that the Jedi, that the Force belongs to the Jedi, right? So now he's basically saying that this Force belongs to everybody, and if we're going to get rid of the Jedi, then who can use the Force? Everybody. So I don't think there's going to be a main character. I really don't know what Disney's doing, but I do think they're going to reboot.
Let me jump in here on this.
Let the man finish.
No.
Was he even done?
I'm not going to take it away. I just want to co-sign something said. I didn't even think about this, but if you look at Rogue One, the Asian character
exactly
was doing what Keith is talking about.
That was annoying. I hated that character. I love him, but the actor
it wasn't. Yeah. So anyway, go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, he did do that. I am with the Force. The Force is with me. I am with the Force. The Force is with me. Yeah. Yeah.
So and then you D2K, you mentioned Snoke. A lot of these characters are irrelevant. Like you got the Snokes, and then you go all the way back to the prequels, and you got Darth Maul. Who was he? Where did he come from? Oh, we know he got sliced up too.
But everybody was mad about that. They didn't go too much into him.
They didn't do anything with him. You know what I mean? And it's like I just think the Star Wars. I just think they just put characters like that. You know, you got this character Snoke, and like that's what I said. They're gonna reboot. Like they're not gonna have that big boss guy anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's why he killed him. They're doing away with everything. Any tropes that you believe that you knew in Star Wars, it's over. They're not doing that stuff no more. And I think that's why a lot of people walked away from this film like, huh? You know,
I agree
one
with
person
that.
in my movie theater clapped.
I agree.
One person.
There was a couple of things I clapped about. I clapped at a couple of things in the movie.
At the end, one person clapped.
Not the whole movie. No. It didn't deserve that.
But I'm gonna end it right here. I don't remember what was the purple hair girl.
Her acting was terrible. What Hux?
Laura Dern.
Something like that.
That's the actual actress who played the part. She was in Jurassic Park, Laura Dern.
Yeah.
But what she did with that ship,
that was
dope.
The best part of
that blew me away.
Yeah, that was dope. I was amped. Like that kind of won me over a little bit when I saw that. I'm like, okay.
Like I've never seen anybody use it like that before.
And there's one. I don't want to. But there's one thing is that the only character that showed any growth in this movie was Poe. That's the only person that was different. That was the only person in the movie that was different at the end than he was at the beginning, or that grew. I mean, Luke got restored to what he used to be, but he is a person that actually didn't have something, and he was at a higher level at the end of the movie because of what she did.
Poe is the direction that they're going. No, wait a minute.
It's 2 seconds. Well, 2 seconds. I don't like the Poe didn't have to pay for what he did because he killed a lot of people. He killed a lot of people, and he didn't pay for anything what he did. He killed over half the people was because of him. I'm done.
Okay, so
you gotta have
let's get it. That is a true point that I didn't even pay no attention to. Okay, but you're right. He is responsible for a lot of deaths to not have to pay for it. But my thing is this. Y'all keep saying it was a good movie. I would say it was shot well, if that's what y'all mean. Like,
it's a good movie.
Okay, bro. This is my opinion.
I'm gonna put myself on mute. No, I'm about to go on mute. You say whatever you gotta say.
don't go on mute. No, I want to hear you talk. I want to hear your groans and moans and all of it. But anyway, I think the movie was shot well. I think out of all the Star Wars movies, this is one of the best shot movies as far as the newer three. But outside of that, everything else to me, this was not a my problem with the film is not the movie. It was the fact that they called it a Star Wars movie. That's my problem. Like what you talked about with Luke at the beginning, and that was funny and very unexpected. You know, I wasn't expecting him to do that. But there's stuff like D2K said that even if you're trying to reboot it, you still put yourself in a spot that you're basically, if you don't do it right, if you don't reboot this or make sense out of this, you might have just ruined Star Wars pretty much from here on out. You might not be able to fix it because there's certain integral, necessary aspects that you must adhere to in a Star Wars movie. You can't have certain things happening and don't explain it. Like, okay, we just dropped a bombshell. If you haven't seen it, Snoke is a Snoke. How you say it?
Snoke.
I'll say Snoke, but Snoke is out of here. He's done. He had his moment of 15 minutes, and that was it. But how they took Snoke out makes no sense at all. Watching what that man was able to do with Rey, how he played with Kylo Ren, and to allow him to go out in such a, first of all, unexpected, because, just check it out. I'm going to a little spoiler territory to make this make sense. Rey tried to take the lightsaber from Snoke, and he ain't reading Rey's mind. And when she tried to grab it and kind of gravitated it to her, he made it spin around, pop her in the head, and put it back where it was.
I forgot about that.
But when Kylo Ren, he literally said, I can read every thought that he makes. There is no thought that he can do that I cannot read, and there was no indication that this was not true. Matter of fact, the connection between him and Rey was through Snoke. He's like, y'all thought y'all was doing that? No, that was me who did that. Now there is a part that don't make sense at the end.
Because they're connected. That's why I didn't believe them.
Wait a minute, but still, even in that, there is a lot of aspects of this movie that has poor writing,
discontinuity,
that did transition from one moment to the next. Like, it's like, did y'all have 5 different writers who wrote their particular part? Y'all just piece it together like a puzzle? Did you realize this person said this in this scene, so that will literally contradict the next scene? Like, there was a lot of messed up stuff. To me, they did Luke a disservice. What is the dude who plays Luke? What's his name?
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. If you find any video with him talking about this movie, he was telling you that this movie was trash, that it is not a Star Wars movie, that it does not live up or carry on the traditions and the expected norms that we have come accustomed to with Star Wars. That's why I can't say this movie is better than the original, than the 1, 2, 3 episodes that K-Bomb said.
The prequels.
The prequels. I can't say that this particular movie is better than any of those movies, only because those movies respected the lore. They respected the understood nature of Star Wars, even though they wasn't great, they wasn't bad either. I liked certain aspects of them. I didn't like other aspects, but this movie was not a Star Wars movie. I don't know what this movie was. It was not a Star Wars movie.
Hey, hold on. Before you carry, the transition scenes, did they do the typical Star Wars fade in, fade
They,
out?
a couple times they did. I did notice it.
Okay.
So you got to explain that. You got to explain it.
Did at any point in the movie did anybody give the gratuitous "I have a bad feeling about this"?
There was a time when
mean?
he was being told the odds. CP3O was telling him the odds of success, and I thought he was going to say, "Don't tell me the odds," but he didn't say it. Because remember he finished CP3O even after he said stop. He finished the last number.
Yeah.
But
I thought I heard that in Force Awakens, but I don't remember hearing.
You did.
But I don't remember hearing him in this movie.
No, you didn't.
That's a first. If it didn't happen,
I don't think it happened.
That's
So,
interesting.
Let me ask you this: do you feel like they gave too much attention to a robot?
You talking about
BB-8?
BB-8?
Yeah. Like,
no, I mean, to me, it kind of reminds me of what they did with R2-D2 in Empire Strikes Back. I think they were trying to me, it seemed like they were trying to channel Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and mush them into two movies. And they took some of the better elements of those and tried to replay off of those and twist them up a little bit. I thought that BB-8 scenes in the movie were reminiscent of what R2-D2 was doing in Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I agree to an extent. I feel like they were a little just a tad bit overkill with them, but I feel you on that, D2K. Let me ask this then. Finn. Keith just said he was forgettable. We all said what they did to Finn in this movie was so disrespectful. First of all, he wakes up with one person on his mind. He ain't worried about nothing but this particular person, Rey. He ain't worried about nobody but Rey. Matter of fact, he about to try to leave. He don't come to where he is because of what's finna take place. And they pull this just bait and switch like, you think you finna get her, huh? Here's this chick. Go have your own little side quest and ride on some horse-like beast and go to a casino and find this dude that y'all don't find. That it was just Finn. They just totally wrecked Finn as a character.
And then he gets his final comeuppance, and it was so anticlimactic. As another person who's gone, Captain Phasma.
Right, but wait a minute. In Awakens, you would thought that Finn has some connection to the Force.
Why is that?
They didn't even touch on that in this movie. It's like, I don't know if folks got, because I know there was a lot of backlash with the Finn character, and I don't know if his character being a black character and all that. I don't know if that played into it because we did have Samuel L. Jackson. I won't go that far, but a lot of folks is upset with the Finn character, and it seemed like they responded to it, and they nerfed this dude like crazy, and they made a great character go to a side character that was irrelevant for most of the movie. He was just a comic relief to me, and they sent him on these side quests that amount to nothing. He didn't accomplish anything he tried to accomplish.
That whole thing really was nothing. They really didn't accomplish anything.
But again, to me, that was one of the pieces that they intentionally did, because in every other Star Wars movie, that side quest would have been the thing that saved the day. And I actually liked the spin about it because it made you, it was totally different than anything you were expecting. Again, I said it from the very beginning. The whole movie was about old thing die. They took what is normally a big event in Star Wars.
I'll take back what I said. That it's not, they didn't not accomplish anything. They didn't accomplish what they thought they were going to. They actually opened up a whole new can of worms with those Force-sensitive children that they brought back from the casino planet.
Right.
Actually, I would say when dude showed them that they were selling them TIE fighters and the X-Wings, it was like the same people were selling the good and the bad guys the same stuff.
Right, that didn't make no sense. That made no sense.
We kind of already knew that. I mean, Palpatine was talking about that stuff way back in the prequel. So, he was showing how the Jedi, how they just let this whole thing pass. Luke even said it in this movie.
You know how the Jedi have just set to let this whole thing pass by them, let all this stuff go by them, let the Emperor Palpatine build the empire right under their nose. They ain't do a doggone thing. So, you know, it's that you just basically reaffirming the fact that, you know, you can't trust everybody.
And my last point, and I'll leave it alone. There's a lot of stuff I could say, but this is what ruined it for me.
Well, let it all out. Don't hold it in. Let it all out.
No, I can't, because I'm trying to keep it in a certain time frame, and we can pick this up another podcast. But the main thing that ruined it for me is you totally misuse Luke. You totally nerfed him. You totally disrespected him. You totally made him not who Luke is. And then when you finally let Luke be Luke, and I don't want to say this, doggone it, it's a hologram. it's a freaking hologram. When he's doing some Jedi next level mastery stuff, you find out that he ain't even there. And I'm like, wait a minute, he dodging, he's standing there, it's looking like something out of Dragon Ball Z, and he taking out all this, and Kylo Ren is like, keep firing, and he loses his mind. You just think, and then he brushes his shoulder off like, is that all you got?
That was so savage when he brushed the dust off his shoulder. I'm like, Luke.
Only to realize, D2K, that he ain't even there. Like, this is the dude that everyone has been waiting to see. And I know what you're going to say, K-Bum, and I feel you that the whole ideal is to kill off the old. But you did not have to do it like that. You didn't. You could have killed off the old by letting the old demonstrate the power, and then after demonstrating the power, fade off into glory, and you can reboot however you want to. But this was stupid because, like D2K said, you leave a whole bunch of stuff unanswered. You open up a whole bunch of can of worms, and you put yourself in a position that you possibly cannot even answer it. You can't. You got to explain how Rey is so powerful with no training. You got to explain how Kylo Ren was able to do what he was doing when he was literally being manipulated the whole time by Snoke. And I should have caught it. I should have caught it with the Luke scene at the beginning and the Kylo Ren scene with the mask. I should have caught it, and them two scenes let you know they finished straight trash on anything from the past, and that's what they did. And it to me, the movie was shot well. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. I didn't feel like I was watching a horribly filmed movie or a horribly paced movie. I just felt like they didn't know what they was doing for us, the script and the writing. It was just what y'all really didn't know what y'all wanted to do. You just knew y'all was gonna make some money off Star Wars name and brand alone, and that's what y'all did. And to me, I'm with D2K. I casually understand what my boy K-Bum is saying, but I'm with D2K. They are messed up to the point that I don't know if it's rectified, if it's fixable. I don't believe they can fix this. I think they messed up big time.
Well, I don't think they can fix it in the third act. I don't think they can do the regular trilogy 1, 2, 3. If the episode 9, they can't fix everything in just that episode. If they're going to keep going from there, like I said, if it was just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then it would make sense. But but typically when you do a trilogy, you go 1, 2, 3, and then it has a climax, and then you start over, with. It might be some years off in the future and everything, but there's characters that have to be developed, and they have to come to a resolution before you can get to that point, and you can't do that in one movie, especially with children. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that. To me, this felt like the last movie. It didn't feel like the middle movie.
I agree. It left them. How do you rectify all these loose ends?
If this was the third movie, then I would have been fine with it. If this was the last movie of the trilogy, I would have been fine with everything that happened.
It's possible.
It's like the prequels.
They can make a like Rogue One. What are we calling those?
Spinoffs? I don't know.
D2K said
Well, they could throw one right in between episode.
No, the Han Solo is next year.
They don't have to.
Yeah, it's Han Solo.
It's Han Solo is going to be next year.
They're going to do it one every year, but I think the spinoff is going to be in between the main ones.
Yeah, it's going to be Han Solo and then episode 9.
I don't even know why.
But
I don't want to watch a Han Solo movie. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Well, I mean, if I get to see Lando, that'd be cool. You know, they might.
Yeah, I think he's in there.
Yeah, but he is, because that one the guy that was in Homecoming. Yeah, he plays Lando.
Daniel Glover.
No.
But it's something D2K said.
Donald Glover.
It's something D2K said, and I'm let you. Like we let of the prequels, we let the third movie slide. There was a lot of elements about the third movie's ending with old boy Anakin. Is that his name?
Yeah. I kind of forget about that. Just James Earl Jones.
Let that slide. We let it slide because, like you said, it came in the third movie.
Because it was the best of all the terrible ones. It was the best terrible movie.
I don't think so. To me, there was aspects in 1 and 2. I didn't like the third one. Matter of fact, I didn't even finish the trilogy. That's how bad I didn't like the third one. But I didn't like how they was using Anakin. I just felt like they made Anakin an emotional wreck, sort of even worse than Kylo. But they kind of mirroring each other.
Very much so. And how did Adam Driver get so swole in just 2 years?
Yes, he was.
He was cut.
Dude, taking them Hulk Hogan vitamins or something. I don't know.
So, but like D2K said, going back to what I was saying, we got those crazy open-ended closures in the prequels on the third movie, where everything else had a streamline that was kind of okay. This ain't great because we was comparing it to the originals. So no, they wasn't great, but they was kind of doing the Star Wars thing. We saw some good stuff, some bad stuff, and then it ended on a iffish note. This is the second one, bro, and the first one wasn't even good. Awakening, I fell asleep at Awakening. Literally. Woke up and the Force on the scene, when the Millennium Falcon was flying through and she was trying to figure out how to fly it and was getting chased. I went to sleep and woke up and she was flying up on the scene where it was in the commercial. I was like, I dozed off. I asked my brother how long I was asleep. He didn't know because he was asleep. So we both in the movies dozing off periodically throughout the movie. And I didn't like The Force Awakening much. I liked Rogue One was great. And now we get this, and this was worse than the Awakening one. It was, man, to me, none of it made sense. All the hype, it was bad, man. That was a bad move. Now, I think Disney is ruining Star Wars.
Like I said, I truly think it was overhyped, but like to me, it made sense from the point, and like they say, I've been saying for a while, is that the whole point was, and I know that we kind of got upset about it, but what is old must die, and they did exactly what they said they were going to do, and they did the entire movie. So like I didn't. It's in between understanding and not liking it. To me. You know,
but you don't have
to. I understood the way they were going. I don't like it, but I understood the fact they were going that what was old was new, and they moved past the old.
There's a problem,
but it doesn't make you anticipate what's next,
right? I mean, there's a good. I mean, I don't have a problem with them even doing that. It's just that they didn't do it correctly. It's not. They're getting ahead of themselves. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they got way ahead of themselves to get to that point. They say we want to clear out all the old stuff and have this whole new, because what they really want to do is they want to get away from the Skywalkers. That's what they really want to do. They want to get away from the Skywalkers. Yep. The Force is not about the Skywalker family. We want to put that in the past and move on to other things. Okay, fine. Do that in the third movie, not the second one, because now. I don't know what you're going to do in the next one. I'm pretty sure Luke is going to be there as a Force ghost. I don't know how you're going to do with Carrie Fisher. They're going to say something happened to her. Is she going to be CGI? I don't know what they're going to do with that. But
you know, you have the blueprint for many Star Wars movies to come in the future, but it's all out of sequence now.
Yeah, like they killed the wrong Skywalker.
Right. There you go, King. But this might have been done before she passed. I don't know, but
it was done before she passed, obviously. But still, I'm like, go ahead.
Let me ask this, and I let it go. This is my last gripe, but this is with Luke again. How do you allow Rey and Kylo Ren to display giftings and attributes in this movie and make it, and don't give them no real trainings? I mean, you could say that Kylo Ren was kind of getting trained from Snoke, and he kind of got a little training.
He didn't kind of get trained. He got trained by Luke. He didn't kind of get trained.
He didn't finish his training.
I didn't say he finished it. He got trained by Luke.
Okay, I'll give you that. I said he kind of got some training from Luke, and he was still kind of getting trained by Snoke, right? Rey, we know, hasn't gotten trained at all. But in this movie, they make Luke a student who needed a master to come and tell him what he needed to do. No one else got this. Rey didn't get it. Kylo Ren ain't really getting it. But Luke Skywalker, the man, the myth, the legend, the master,
Rey did get it.
Wait a minute. Let me not like Luke. Luke's sitting up here.
Okay. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me finish. Rey didn't get it like Luke. Let me explain myself. And this is spoiler territory again, and I'm going to let it go. Luke sitting up here talking about we need to end the order. The Force belongs to no one. This, that, and the third. And then when he's about to do what he needs to do, he has a change of heart. And then here comes Yoda to show him and guide him because he was weak. And I'm like, so he ain't a master? He don't get Obi-Wan status. He don't get Yoda status. He's still this is dude that toppled and beat Darth Vader. This is the dude that went up there by himself and took out all of it, and then with the help of his dad, took over an old dude. I can't think of his name right now. The dude that throw electricity out his hand.
The Emperor, unlimited power.
Yeah, so this is Luke, and you make. Oh man, that's just disrespectful, man.
That doesn't bother me that much because, like I was saying earlier, you know, Obi-Wan was a Jedi Master on the Jedi Council, and he still had to learn from Yoda. Like he had to learn how to join with the Force, and he even said to Anakin while he's sitting up there crawling up the hill after he got his legs and arm cut off, he's saying, "I failed you, Anakin."
Yeah.
So
but I always took that as because he was still young. And they're not the Obi-Wan that taught Luke. That's what I was kind of looking at that from. He was still in training himself. That's how I looked at it, but maybe I was wrong.
No, he wasn't. I mean, he was a Jedi. He was on the Jedi Council.
You
don't get to be there unless you just because you just a Jedi. You have to be cold-blooded, and you have to be well-learned in the Force to be a Jedi Council member. You know.
Oh, you're right. So what does this do to the games? That all the stuff we've seen in these video games about the Force and these abilities of these apprentices and all this stuff, like, where does that go?
Well, I didn't want to. Can I just add one more thing? I always saw Luke as a conflicted character with internally, and I think that's why he needed Yoda to come in, because Luke is, you know, he's battling. Do I do this? Do I don't do this? Do I teach this? It's like a lot of stuff swirling around his head that Rey doesn't have to think about. You know, he's thinking beyond the battle that's coming. So Luke is, you know, he's like basically stuck because he wants to do something, but he's like, if I make a move, if I make the wrong move again with like Kylo, if I make the wrong move again, I can mess up the whole thing again. So he has all of that weight on his shoulders, and that's probably why he needed Yoda. And
that's the reason why I say that at the end you saw Luke Skywalker unshackled. That was the ultimate Luke Skywalker. That was like, you know, Super Saiyan, you know, Ultra Instinct Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. It was dope. Know? I just wish he was actually there when he was doing it, but it was dope. But and he did go out better than they was treating him the whole movie. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that, DJK. You right on that. Anyway, that's all I mean,
I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. We probably talked this offline. Like, I don't understand why he went out at the end the way he did. Like, I'm still trying to figure that out because to me it didn't make sense. But we can talk about that off the air because I really.
But you said it. You said it, K-Bro, because they trying to do away with the Skywalkers.
Yeah, I understand, but that's stupid.
They don't care. They didn't care how they did it.
That was stupid.
Had to get him out. Now they ain't got a choice but to get Fisher out because she gone. What they can't. They get rid of her the next one. They got rid of Han Solo. Everything from the past. Only thing left is what's his name that can't talk.
Chewbacca.
Chewie.
Those little critters that eat him up.
Yeah, that's it. They'll probably take him down. They'll probably take him out and the Millennium Falcon to crash and blow up with him on it, and that's how they get all that.
Somebody need to hold their Ewok teddy bear tonight. Somebody need to hold their Ewok teddy bear tonight because you.
The third one to end with Chewbacca, or how you say Chewie, or how you say his name, crashing the Millennium Falcon, and a sad ceremony happened, and then they keep fighting in his honor. That's how they get rid of all.
Because at this point, there's no reason for C-3PO. There's no reason for R2-D2. There's no reason for Chewie. So you might as well just get rid of them too in the next movie somehow.
Just rebooting.
They didn't even use R2-D2. Like, he came in, said some chirps, and I think Luke said something to him, and that was it.
He replayed the message. He replayed the message. Remember?
Yeah, but that was it. That was his scene. It might have been 5-10 minutes, and he was out of there.
And, what do you want from him? What do you want? You want him to go and fight?
And that's the thing, is that they don't have enough strong characters built right now for them to go off into the future without the originals. That's the problem. That's the major problem. That's the major problem. You don't have enough strong. You got Finn, you got Poe, you got Rey and Kylo, and that's it. That's not enough.
No, we're not going back to gaming. True, we done with gaming. We gonna end on Star Wars. Ain't no more gaming to talk about. But yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like, they told old dude to shut up. The gold robot CP. How you said C-3PO? Yeah, how you said. Yeah, they told him to shut up.
They killed General Akbar.
They killed Akbar.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why, because the actual actor died a couple of years ago.
But anyway, that's our rant on Star Wars. Disney, I'm glad y'all got Fox, but y'all making me mad with Star Wars. We didn't even get a chance to talk about that, Disney acquiring Fox and the X-Men, and I guess we can talk about that another time. But anyway, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, go ahead, K-Bone. Disney is the true evil empire. That's what we find.
They are the empire. Now they done. Now it's rumors they might be trying to buy WWE. So
they need to. I hope they don't. Well, I don't know. Somebody need to buy from McMahon because they ruining it. Yeah. But if Disney buy it, it's probably gonna go even more casual friendly. Yeah. It's messed up, man. But anyway, I ain't heard that, but I guess I have to look that up. But any final thoughts? Anybody before we get out of here? I guess not. So started with Keith Norris. Go ahead and sign out, man. What you been gaming on this week, Keith? You need to get that in with you.
Nothing. I hadn't been in the mood to play any games. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sorry, guys.
Bruh, when you do get back in the mood. When you do get back in the mood, man, you might want to look at that Brawl Out. Real talk.
Hey, speaking of games, did you ever pick up the kids game? What was the little dance? What is it called?
Dance Revolution?
No, it's like the little kids that.
The breakdancing game.
Yeah.
No, I haven't picked it up yet. I played on it, but no, I haven't picked it up yet.
It though.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm signing out, guys.
That sounded like Palpatine right there.
Okay.
That's all I had.
D2K, I know you don't like doing this, but they ain't heard you in a while. You got any final words?
No, it's just the I don't have any. I don't have anything else to say, but it's just good podcast. It was fun talking about Star Wars and some other stuff, and guess we'll see you in the future sometime.
Cool. K-Bomb.
Yeah, good podcast. Good chance to talk instead of fighting over fighting with 144 characters or however many it is right now. Fighting with you on Twitter about Star Wars. But no, it was a good podcast. I enjoyed actually getting D2K. He gave me the price of admission when he came in and dropped Sephidius or Sephidius. I don't know what. That was awesome. I'm so happy to have him in there. I got to get my dictionary out next time he talks. But I enjoyed it. Good podcast. Good. Thank you, Keith, for coming through and sharing your thoughts about Star Wars as well. Enjoyed it.
No problem. Hey, I'm sorry. Like, I always do this. I always think of something right before we finna end. Did y'all talk about LeVar and what he trying to do with that league?
No.
Y'all didn't talk about
the high school.
Yeah.
They would kind of pay the kids to play like between $5,000 to $10,000.
That's crazy.
A month or something like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. We had to pick that up next time too. Then.
All right.
No, I don't know enough about it to talk about it. To be honest with you, Keith.
Okay.
I only know vague points on it because I saw a little bit on it, ESPN and what's that with Skip and Shannon Sharp.
Fox.
That's the name of the show. Well, we're skipping Shannon
Undisputed.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Undisputed. That's what.
FS1. FS1 is the network.
Yeah. All right, cool. So this has been the Live and Level Gamers podcast. I'm about to get back on this brawl out. And till next time, folks, be safe. Happy Christmas. And if we don't see you after that, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All right, deuces.